Lakshmi, who's a student. My journey began in 1986 when I went to the Visual Arts department to join this course. Till I went in with a couple of my friends, I didn't know that people like me have an opportunity to learn and expect. There was some, then I asked him how come. He said, just come in. And then we forget the procedures. Some friend's daughter had to bring in the application form to be with her. And the process completed before it really stepped into Kalakshetra's Visual Arts department. He is Guru Pas Supreme as teaching, not only in teaching, on multiple techniques that we would use. Then it's different pictures, painting, aluminum foil engraving. Maybe we would have used so many different things. Let us take you through a little bit of this excellence and then our students' experience. He was a student of Government College of Arts and Crafts, as all we know. And as it came out, he started painting the watercolors. Beautiful watercolors, nothing to kind of, say that it is his work. And one Nataraja, which was about 4x3, which was with his elder son's collection. The transparency, the translucency, and all the little details with that kind of a pastel tones was something miraculous. Then what we know as his style emerged, and the bold colors and the bold lines. Rekha or line is a hallmark of Indian art. He is a great master, still today acclaimed. You don't know where the line begins or it ends, but encloses the space beautifully, bringing alive so many incidents. And coming from a village, he was more oriented towards village arts and crafts. I think he's more like a record of what was then, which is all gone now, like a balloon seller or a toy seller or a vendor balancing a couple of balances on either side, loaded with toys. And there's one thing called bioscope, something like a video camera, little screen on. You have to cover yourself, and all these were very popular in the fairs. So what is no more available, what none of us can see, is like a document of that period. From then he went on to more stylization. His lyrical lines started flowing, and there are some orange group of paintings, particular one, Mother and Child, where she will be in a Tribanga pose, and in her pallu the little baby will be there. And then till then the normal eyes were there, maybe Lepakshi style, like an almond shape. The next he started doing the diamond eyes. He had a child, Jesus Christ, blue, and the diamond eyes started appearing. And then gradually he started more and more complicated, but it will be very dynamic. And his force of line, as you can see in all this, is something awesome. He started doing kind of experimenting with aluminium foil, engraving, and then he did one fiberglass, where he will paint on a watercolor, organdy, cotton organdy, to have the transparency. And he'll be superimposing with resin on one side and the fiber on one side. It will more look like a stained glass, and the whole thing can be seen at Sipper. And as far as teaching goes, as he walks into Kalakshetra, a sight to behold. With his size and demeanor, the way he walks in one day with white and white, on the next day he'll be in multiple colored garments. Third day he might be the true artist with all kinds of colorful costume with a topi to match and a good lot of beads around his neck. The fourth day he might walk in with a gypsy. He will ask us to paint him, use him as a model. And then at next stage, maybe a beggar who will be brought into the for modeling, and he'll be decked up with the Kalakshetra costumes, borrowed from Kalakshetra costume department. He'll turn out to be a royal prince. And our department was at the back of what is Rukmini Arangam today, more or less the dressing area, with those entry and exit. One as our department, the other one as the sculpture department. And only windows on one side. So with natural light, with the whole area open to the sky, will light up the objects, the still life, the portraits, whatever you're doing, beautiful vision. And then he was painting all the backdrops. They'll be just strewn around on the folds of the steps, and all of us will be allowed to paint them. He won't be using any expensive art materials or a canvas. He doesn't need. Anything that's around him, he will use. And even for the colors, he will use the oxide colors and mix it with Fevicol, and it will be around in terracotta pots. So after all of us dabble with it, that gives you a lot of courage to work on such large scale. He will do the final touch and the whole scenario will change. He created the crowns and props for Kalakshetra theatre using paper mache first, and then gradually evolved into as soon as the materials evolve. Even while teaching, it's amazing. When I go through what he has taught me, when I was asked to teach, he will say block. I won't even know what is blocking. So when I went through backwards to learn to teach, it was like a beautiful opening up of concepts. He had gone through the concepts, through the elements of design, what we call Shatangas or canons of art. So when I could relate and understand and appreciate and imbibe from them, it was like a discovery of knowing the maths answer and you solve the problem. And then any student who comes in, those days it wasn't very strict to the syllabus. Whoever finds which interesting, they could develop into that. There was one girl who was brought in. Poor thing, she wanted to do dancing. She couldn't go and the music was denied. And she came here and she was a little slow in understanding, little less self-confidence. He took her on and he turned the moth into a butterfly. And last year she was able to have a solo exhibition with Sri Lankan diplomat inaugurating the show. And when she went back, she had a solo show in Colombo, inaugurated by the Sri Lankan Chief Minister, Prime Minister. And that's the way he makes a student come out with flying colors, not only professionally, even elevates the self-confidence, boosts it, and then give them a beautiful opportunity to evolve. And as he come in, you must see him. No, he would kind of welcome everyone. He was popular, and he and Adyar were very close to each other. Whatever he suggests for the theatre, that will be accepted. The two wooden props that he chose are still being used as the entrance and exit in Rukmini Arangam stage. He collected a whole lot of Tanjavur paintings, and each one will be used according to the concept of the dance drama that was presented. The voyage through was an initiation for me into the world of art, most especially pan-Indian art forms, research and history. And that opened up, and that lighting still continues. I'm very
Very happy to share the joy with all of you. Thank you.